Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have identified their next manager. It's Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim has a £25 million release clause. Amorim is the manager of Sporting Lisbon. He's been Sporting Lisbon manager for almost 2 years. He's got a contract with Sporting Lisbon until 2023. Before Sporting Lisbon, Ruben Amorim managed Braga, and before he managed Casa Pia. Ruben Amorim is only the age of 36, so he is a very, very young coach. He's won a few trophies at Sporting Lisbon. I think he also won a trophy when he managed Braga. I can assure at the end of the season that Manchester United will get a permanent manager. You know, if Ralf Rangnick does well as the interim manager for Man United, there's a chance he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. Erik ten Hag has also been linked with the permanent role at Man United. By the way, Ruben Amorim has advised advised Man United to hire Erik ten Hag. The other week, Edwin van der Sar spoke about Manchester United's interest in Erik ten Hag. Pochettino has also been linked with the permanent role at Man United. Revert back to earlier on in the season, it said Pochettino is happy at PSG, and it mentioned that he won't let the Man United rumours distract him. And PSG did reject Manchester United's approach to appoint Pochettino. Revert back to the other week, Roberto Mancini was also mentioned, and earlier on this season Brendan Rodgers was mentioned, but I initially disregarded Brendan Rodgers because Brendan Rodgers dismissed links to the Man United job. Rodgers said, "I'm proud to be at Leicester." But Ralf Rangnick has enjoyed a good start to his managerial career at Manchester United. Rangnick is unbeaten at the moment. Reflecting on the win against Norwich last weekend, that was back-to-back wins in the Premier League for Rangnick. You know, Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then after that, Ralf Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Rangnick has been given a £100 million transfer budget for January. You can get quite a few players out of that, and I've said that Rangnick needs to heavily invest if he is to succeed as Manchester United manager. Now this morning I gave you the news on Boubacar Kamara. El Nacional said that Boubacar Kamara is close to joining Manchester United, and Man United have been in advanced talks to sign Boubacar Kamara as the first transfer of the Ralf Rangnick era. Now, Barcelona have also expressed an interest in him. Revert back to deadline day last summer. Kamara was close to making a move to the Premier League as Newcastle and Wolves were interested. Boubacar Kamara is at Marseille. He's been at Marseille all his life. He joined Marseille as a 5-year-old back in 2005, raising up their academy, and he's been in Marseille's senior squad since 2016. He's made over 100 appearances for Marseille. His current contract at Marseille expires at the end of the season. He's only 22 years of age, so he's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. Kamara is predominantly defensive midfielder, but he can be deployed as a centre-back. And as you all know, Ralf Rangnick told bosses at Man United that their midfield is weak in his interview for the job. There's quite a few other players that Manchester United have been in for. Obviously, you know the news on Amadou Haidara. Earlier on in the season, Rangnick said that he wants Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Man United manager. Amadou Haidara recently admitted that he's a Manchester United fan and also Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Amadou Haidara has around a £33 million release clause. Rangnick knows the player well, because Rangnick used to manage RB Leipzig. Antonio Rudiger, Manchester United have also been interested in him. I said Rangnick could be an important factor in Man United's chances of signing Antonio Rudiger, as Rangnick knows Rudiger's agent and brother very well. Revert back to earlier on in the week, Antonio Rudiger rejected a contract extension offer from Chelsea. His current contract at Chelsea expires at the end of the season. Earlier on this week, it said Real Madrid held talks with Rudiger. PSG and Bayern Munich have also expressed an interest in him. I'd certainly take Rudiger at Man United, That would be a very good centre-back partnership, Rudiger and Raphael Varane. They'd complement each other well. Chelsea got Rudiger from Roma back in 2017 for around £29 million. And Manchester United have done transfer business with Chelsea before, because back in 2017 Man United got Matic off Chelsea and Man United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014. Frankie de Jong, he's been on Manchester United's agenda. Fabrizio Romano provided us with an update yesterday, and he said Manchester United have not yet held any talks for Frankie de Jong. I've disregarded Frankie de Jong coming, because earlier on this week, Frankie de Jong's father did admit that Man United have a disadvantage in the transfer pursuit. Frankie de Jong's at Barcelona. Barcelona got Frankie de Jong from Ajax back in 2019 for £65 million. Jude Bellingham and Calvin Phillips have been on our agenda as well, and Rangnick's been interested in Timo Werner. The Manchester Evening News said earlier on this season that Rangnick wants a Timo Werner reunion at Man United. Before Manchester United, Ralf Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Obviously, Rangnick is planning a big clear-out next year. Obviously, you know the news on Anthony Martial. The other week, Anthony Martial's agent said that Martial wants to leave Man United in January. Manchester United have set a 30 million asking price on Martial. Not so long ago, Rangnick revealed that he's not spoken with Martial, and Rangnick told Martial to speak with him directly if he wants to leave. Now I'm hearing that Juventus want Martial on loan. Atletico Madrid have been planning a swap deal for Martial. Newcastle have been interested in him, and not so long ago it said Barcelona were in for him. Martial's actually got an injury at the moment. Martial is demanding more game time. He's not getting nowhere near enough game time at Man United. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. Martial's only enjoyed 1 good season at Man United. That was his debut season under Van Gaal. Martial has been at Manchester United for 6.5 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Martial scored 79 goals in 268 appearances in all competitions. Manchester United paid an initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Cavani looks like he's leaving Manchester United next month. He says Edison Cavani will join Barcelona in January to replace Aguero. Aguero recently retired due to heart problems. Barcelona have offered Cavani an 18-month contract, and it said Cavani is willing to terminate his contract at Man United to join Barcelona. Cavani's current contract expires next summer. Cavani, by the way, has rejected Boca Juniors. Now, do you want Cavani to go? Well, Cavani's obviously got an injury at the moment. Or is he back from injury now? He had an injury earlier on this season. Cavani initially lost his place in the team anyway, with the club re-signing Ronaldo last summer. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG. You know, this season has been Cavani's 2nd full season at Man United. So there you go. Juan Mata, I think he's also leaving the club next year. Jesse Lingard, I think he's also leaving next year. Manchester United want £20 million for Lingard. Matic, I think there's a good chance he'll leave next year. Manchester United could sell Paul Pogba in January. Don't forget, Rangnick said not so long ago that he won't try to convince Paul Pogba to stay at Man United if he wants to go. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Revert back to the start of the season. Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. Obviously, Paul Pogba's not available at the moment as he's out with a thigh injury. He got the thigh injury in France training earlier on this season. Pogba is out until next year with this thigh injury, but he has been stepping up his recovery. Come back from Dubai not so long ago. Amad Diallo, I think he's going out on loan next year. Telles and Dalot, Man United could sell them next year as well. I think Jones and Baye will be leaving next year. And of course, you know the news on Dean Henderson. Fabrizio Romano said the other day that Dean Henderson wants to leave Manchester United in January to get more game time. You know, Henderson doesn't really get in goal, does he? Because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. Henderson has only made 2 appearances this season. Earlier on in the season, Henderson had COVID, didn't he? Towards the end of last season, Henderson got that number 1 jersey and he did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Henderson has got that experience behind him because he did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield before he had loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. So there you go. Now, earlier on this week, the Premier League confirmed that obviously Manchester United's game against Brighton got postponed due to COVID. Man United were supposed to be playing Brighton today at 12:30. You know, earlier on in the week, Manchester United's game against Brentford got postponed. Earlier on in the week, Man United were hit with 19 new COVID cases. You know, Man United did reopen the Carrington training ground because Man United's first team players returned to training. Revert back to Monday, Man United shut their Carrington training ground due to COVID. Now, Manchester United obviously play Newcastle on the 27th of December. I'm hoping that game can go ahead. The games against Brighton and Brentford have to be rearranged. Now, of course, you know the news on Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek will not be allowed to leave Manchester United next month, as Donny van de Beek is valued by Ralph Rangnick. I just want to see Van de Beek get more starts at Man United. You know, Van de Beek is not getting enough starts. You know, revert back to, you know, when we had Solskjaer, Van de Beek got nowhere near enough game time, and reflecting on that, Van de Beek was very frustrated. Towards the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, Van de Beek did confirm that he wants to leave Manchester United in January. Van de Beek has only scored 2 goals for the club, and he's been a Manchester United player for over a year and a half now. And this season is his second full season at Man United. Man United got Van de Beek for 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025 with an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. The other day, like I updated you, Kieran McKenna left Manchester United. Kieran McKenna is now the Ipswich Town manager. He signed a 3-year deal with Ipswich. I hope Kieran McKenna all the best at Ipswich. You know, Kieran McKenna was Manchester United's assistant for around 3 years. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. You know, Manchester United sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Then Manchester United sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite us winning the FA Cup under him. Then Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy 1 good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. You know, the 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, he won the Community Shield, and he also won the EFL Cup. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, because the board didn't get the players that Mourinho wanted to recommend in, and Mourinho had bad disputes with the top players. And almost a month ago now, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, Solskjaer was Manchester United manager for almost 3 years. Solskjaer got sacked after the 4-1 defeat to Watford. And after Solskjaer got sacked, Solskjaer did a farewell interview. And as you all know, he got emotional in that farewell interview, which of course is understandable because Solskjaer adores the club and he always will adore the club, and Solskjaer was part of the club for a long time. You know, despite Solskjaer getting sacked almost a month ago now, all United fans still adore him and they are still chanting his name, reflecting on what he did for the club. You know, Solskjaer is a club legend and he always will be a club legend. But Man United made the right decision sacking him. I don't think they really wanted to sack him, but there was left with no choice in the end but to sack him. Manchester United paid Solskjaer around $7.5 million to obviously sack him nearly a month ago, because revert back to last summer, Solskjaer signed a 3-year contract with Man United with an option of a further year, and the club made a mistake giving him that contract. You know, revert back to the last few months of Solskjaer's managerial tenure, you know, the performances were very, very bad. And the results were also very, very bad to go with the bad performances. But reflecting on that, not all of the blame stemmed from Solskjaer. Yes, some of the blame stemmed from him because his tactics and his team selections were questioned a lot. But there was also players that had to take responsibility as well. You know, Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. You know, the clubs he's managed in his managerial career. Obviously, he managed Man United's reserve team. Then he managed Cardiff. You know, his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff because he got them relegated. He managed Molde. He endured 2 spells at Molde, but they're not a big club. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde and that. And of course, he managed Manchester United's senior squad. Solskjaer had a proven pedigree as a Man United player because he won a lot of trophies as a player. And Solskjaer's most iconic moment as a player for Man United was when he scored the winning goal at the Nou Camp in the Champions League final back in 1999, because he won the club the treble, and that is the club's greatest achievement. You know, Solskjaer as a player scored 126 goals in 366 appearances in all competitions. But like I said, the expectations were far too high for Solskjaer to exceed when he was Man United manager. And revert back to the start of the season when Solskjaer was United manager, I said, you know, this season was always going to be big for him, and the pressure was on Solskjaer as well, because revert back to last summer, Man United enjoyed a very good transfer window. Man United made 4 signings last summer, and 3 of the 4 signings were major signings. And Man United must have spent around £141 million. I think Solskjaer enjoyed 5 transfer windows when he was United manager. You know, the board backed Solskjaer last summer as well when he was United manager. Look who backed him. The Glazers backed him, Ed Woodward backed him, John Murtough backed him, our director of football, and Darren Fletcher backed him. You know, Solskjaer did not win a trophy when he was United manager, and I said he wasn't capable of winning trophies as a manager. You know, Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017, so I'm hoping we can win a trophy under Ralph Rangnick. Solskjaer did get appointed in as the interim manager back in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. Solskjaer was the interim manager for 3 months, and he did well as the interim manager. He won 14 games out of 19 in all competitions, so the club decided to give him the job on a permanent basis back in March 2019. You know, Solskjaer did sign 14 players when he was Manchester United manager, and Manchester United spent over £400 million under Solskjaer. You know, Solskjaer, when he was United manager, also got rid of a lot of players. He loaned players out and he got rid of a lot of players permanently. In his first full season, got us to 3 semi-finals and a third place finish. In his second full season, got us to the Carabao Cup semi-final, the FA Cup quarter-final, the Europa League final. When he was United manager, that was his first major final, but unfortunately he didn't win it. And last season got us a second place finish. And don't forget, Manchester United went 29 games unbeaten away from home in the Premier League under Solskjaer. I also like the way Solskjaer develops the youth when he was United manager. But all he knew when he'd taken over at Man United, it was going to be a massive job. Not only a massive job, a difficult job as well, even though he knows the club through thick and thin, you know, because Ollie was managing one of the biggest clubs in the world. But like I say, no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at Man United, so in that aspect, we have to accept that. But obviously, we just want to be consistent again. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.